Hello, this is Dr. Munsell. Hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be try to be fairly brief for this one, and I'm in my office. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see the PowerPoint here, but I do have a PowerPoint, and just so you know, I have this is I'm in my office right now, my real office on campus, and I have one, and I have toys here from my childhood. So sometimes, we have some special effects because this is about media. Chapter 3, but look at this media. This is not me, well. I got this sucker for Christmas in 1977 or 78. Okay. So, hope that you're doing well. I hope that you enjoyed the debate the other night. It was really interesting. I'll have more to say about it later on, but I want to try to get through this media stuff pretty quickly. And yeah, you can't see this. Well, it's also because it's wide. That's sort of I messed up there. Oh, I hope everybody's safe with Matthew. Yeah. So just focusing on chapter 3, which you'll see from the PowerPoint, when you look at the PowerPoint, if you want to sort of listen to what I have to say, and then, look at my socks, and then just look at the PowerPoint. I'm not terribly interested in the liberal conservative biases, and there is no such thing as purely objective news anymore, and we all know that the news has its various ideological biases. A lot of conservatives tend to think that the media is liberal. A lot of liberals think the media is conservative, and then you have like Fox News and MSNBC, which almost sort of beat you over the head with their ideologies instead of really trying to be objectively news reporting. They are interpreting via their ideologies. But I'm not too concerned about that because we need to dig deeper. And that's what Columbia College is all about. That's what this class is all about, digging deeper. So, what are the real biases of media? First, all about that money. Got to make that money, got to have those sponsors. I always say that television programs, news programs, whatever, are commercials for the actual commercials, because that's what they care about. Profit, profit, profit. I'll let you read that. But profit. Got to make the money. Except C-SPAN. Or public. PBS. I like the mystery stuff. All about the visual. Visual, visual, visual. Yeah. And it goes back to the image of the candidates. We want to see things, see folks, and the media stuff is not read so much, even though there's language there, but we see stuff, right? We want to see the carnage. We want to see all the blood and the guts and all this type of stuff. We want to see, where's my other toys? I got other toys all over the place. We want to see, hold on a second. Where did you go? Where are you? Hi. Cannot find my toys. Okay. Somebody stole my toys. You want to see something old? This is a Walkman. Media. Okay. All about the visual. All about the visual. It's contemporary and immediate. Breaking news. Breaking news. Why is it breaking? I don't know. It's breaking. Now, 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 now. What's happening now? Therefore, what happened yesterday? Old news. Now, 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 now. Immediate gratification, immediate gratification. And of course, once we have the 24-hour news things, things that didn't used to be breaking are now breaking, right? All about supporting generally the status quo ideas And for the large part, the status quo, the larger sort of ideology of our economic ideology of the United States is capitalism. And they don't really, truly want change. Favor assumptions of American society, unwittingly or not. Go USA. So all the various ideologies that you learned about when we talked about the ideologies of the United States, and these larger ideas of individualism and all this different type of stuff, they are certainly sort of offering that stuff. Biased toward fair and balanced. They pretend to be objective, but when they want to be sort of fair and balanced, they sort of move beyond. They create contestation where there really isn't. For instance, climate change. Do humans have anything to do with climate change? You'll get two folks. Somebody says yes. Somebody says no. That ain't fair and balanced. I think a person who did this very, very well, I think it was Stephen Colbert, maybe it was John Oliver. I think it was John Oliver. Said that, okay, let's have a real fair and balanced debate on the news about this whole climate change stuff. And so he had the two scientists out of 100 that say no, and then 99 folks who said yes. And he goes, here are the 99 people, here's the two. Now that's fair and balanced. But oftentimes, we have somebody, it's just they create this sort of contest and this sense that these are two competing and equal points of view when perhaps they're not. They love bad news, the old adage, if it bleeds, it leads. It's amazing how we don't, there's oftentimes the news has a little bit of our happy news for the day. Yay, little Sally had a lemonade stand. And iced tea was there. Have you seen those Geico commercials? Hey, iced tea. No, it's a lemonade stand. That's funny. I like iced tea. Bias toward narrative and normative plots. We've talked about this when we talked about how media is melodramatic. News is melodramatic, more so than soap operas. Yeah. Love that sort of form of offering information to us. And they learn narrative in journalism classes. That's why, blah, blah. In short, I do think contemporary journalism is broken, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm not a journalist. But I do think that the best stuff that we get out there are by people who maybe might be not terribly trained as said journalists, but know what they're talking about. The real folks out there blogging or tweeting. Comedians. I'll talk about this when I start talking about Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart. There is research that indicates that people get more insight from so-called comedy fake news than they actually get from so-called real news. Yeah, that's why I love these folks. Okay. Oops. Now, general functions of media from all the theories out there. And again, I know you can't see this. I apologize for that. But again, you can follow along. This has been on KC for some time. Surveillance, they gather and disseminate information, like, where is Hurricane Matthew going? Where is it tracking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The cone of uncertainty. I want to go to Baskin Robbins and go, yes, I would like a cone of uncertainty. Correlation, the analysis and evaluation of information, and remember Hahn has some trouble with that because a lot of folks in the news now interpret instead of just offering it to us. Cultural transmission, huge. They offer, and all media does this, whether it's through sitcoms and media, by the way, is the plural for medium. But usually when we think about media, we're thinking about mass communication, mass media, which newspapers count, but we're generally thinking about the visual aspects from television and all different types of television, films, blah, 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 and then all the computer mediated stuff, social media, and all that type of stuff. but they educate us. They teach us what it's like to be to live. When I was in graduate school, when I worked on my master's degree, my very first graduate student paper, way back in the day, was about Schoolhouse Rock, which I don't know if you remember. I think they had a Schoolhouse Rock 2 at some point in the 90s or something like that. But I'm talking about the cool ones in the 70s. And I called the paper Teaching the American Way on Saturday mornings. But we learned gender roles, issues of race, and all that type of stuff via media. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be intentional on the writers or the directors or